Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar tonight on self-isolation and the importance of detoxing.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Alexandra Sisam, and I'm a naturopathic doctor practicing in Toronto. Today, we're going to talk about the word detox and what that even means for us as human beings. This presentation is not meant to diagnose or treat anyone. Instead, it's here to educate each of us on what this hot topic of detox actually means and how it's a part of our daily lives, as well as what we can do to support detoxification and elimination in general. So let's get started. So, detox. In modern society, detox is a word that you'll hear thrown around a lot. Whether talking about diets or different products or teas, promoting items as detox is one of the new trends in our society. But what does detox actually mean and why is it important? That is what we're going to talk about today. So, detox, it is short for the term detoxification. And detoxification is a natural process of our bodies taking the toxins that we're exposed to and removing them from our bodies. It's something that's happening constantly, and it is a completely normal and natural process in our bodies. Detoxification is in one of the ways that our body stays in balance, or homeostasis, which is just another word for our bodies being in balance so they can function optimally. The detoxification process is the work of many of our different organ systems coming together to remove these toxins from our bodies. This includes the skin, lungs, kidneys, liver, our lymphatic system, and our intestines, just to name a couple. Optimal detoxification is achieved when all of these different organ systems are working very well, both on their own and as a team. So, what is detoxing? Detoxing really means just supporting these elimination organs that we talked about, whether it's the kidneys, liver, skin, lungs, lymphatics, and intestines, so that they can function optimally and remove things from our body to keep us healthy. When they get congested, that's when our normal detoxification pathways aren't working and our normal processes aren't working as well as they should be, and that's when symptoms can start. Detoxing is just supporting these organs, helping our body get back into balance. Okay, so we're going to do a quick poll, and the question today is, have any of you ever tried a detox? And some options should pop up on the screen in just a second. Here we go. So just select one of the following: yes, no, or if you're not sure, or if you haven't intentionally done anything, then that's okay. Okay, awesome. So most people have. So what we're going to kind of do for the rest of the presentation today is go through what kinds of different detoxes there are, how you can support yourself just in your regular life to support these elimination organs, which is the whole goal of any type of detox. Okay, so why is detox even important to begin with? So, okay, so why is detoxification important? So detoxification has always been an important process in maintaining the health in our bodies. And today, more than ever, it's important to keep our detoxification systems working optimally in order to support the high level of toxins that we're exposed to on a regular basis. A toxin is anything that we're exposed to that shouldn't necessarily be in our bodies for a long period of time. So toxins can range from anything, such as pesticides or chemicals used on foods, preservatives added to foods to keep them fresh, chemicals found in cleaning our household products, gas, hormones, and different antibiotics found in meats. They can be pharmaceutical medications, additives in vaccines, and much, much more. There are things that are not natural for us to have in our bodies. That's why our bodies try and detoxify them or eliminate them out of our systems. And this is something that normally it is very, very efficient at doing. This is why we remain generally healthy even when we're exposed to this constant stream of toxins on a daily basis. The problem arises when our organ systems get overloaded with these different toxins and they can no longer function efficiently enough to move them all through our bodies at a rate to keep us healthy. This causes them to build up in our cells, our tissues, our organs, and can result in different symptoms of dysfunction or disease. Generally, the toxin buildups make it much harder on our bodies to maintain this place of homeostasis or balance so that we can stay healthy. So, one of the most important things when we look at detoxification is detoxing the right way. So, when our detoxification system gets overloaded, they often need some support as they try and deal with the toxins that are building up in our bodies. And this is where detoxification, different products, and lifestyle changes can be of service. So, links have been considered between the exposure of toxic chemicals and certain conditions, including forms of cancer, infertility, respiratory illnesses such as asthma, and neurodevelopment disorders such as ADHD. This makes it incredibly important to support our detoxification system when it's necessary. And this is done in two different ways. One is examining our daily toxin exposure and then taking steps to ensure that we're limiting it as much as possible. And the other is supporting our major detoxification organs. And these are the main three that are listed in front of you: the liver, the kidneys, and the lymphatic system. So the liver is our master detoxification organ. It neutralizes toxic substances so that they can be eliminated from the body via bile and the kidneys. It also helps with the metabolism of anything that shouldn't be in our body to begin with, and this includes pharmaceutical drugs. It also helps to filter our blood with our kidneys, ensuring that nothing is building up in there. The kidneys, they allow these toxic end products that are filtered through the liver to then be eliminated through the urine. It also helps to filter the blood with the liver. Then we have our lymphatic system, and this is part of our immune system that deals with the fluid movement through the body. It's basically a series of tubes that help support our fluid as it moves from one area to the other. But in doing this, it also helps to carry things through the body. So it helps to move fluid from one area of the body to another, as well as it houses part of the immune system. So it actually will transport different parts of our immune system to areas that's needed in order to get rid of invading organisms. And then it will take those invading organisms once the immune system has destroyed them and move them out of the body. This makes it an incredibly important organ for this entire detoxification process. It helps us destroy invading toxins and then remove them from the body. And without the lymph, these toxins would be stuck in one area of the body and would not be able to be removed. So normally, these three systems are very efficient and effective at doing their respective jobs. However, sometimes when too many toxins build up in the body, this can overload these organs, not so that they are pathologically not functioning, they're still functioning, but they're not functioning as well. And this can cause symptoms as the toxins aren't being removed fast enough as they're building up. So, what happens is the organ systems will get congested and stagnant, and their ability to actually process and remove toxins is decreased. And this can cause debilitating symptoms. When we're being exposed to toxins on a daily basis, this makes it so important to help support these different organ systems and create a foundation so they don't get overloaded. So, what can you do? There are four things kind of on a daily basis that you can do to try and help create this foundation and support those organs so that they can continue to function. One is focusing on limiting exposure. So, this is something we're going to get into a bit later, but this could be on the form of changing the cleaning products that you're using in your house, choosing different foods, shying away from processed foods and choosing more to organic, but anything that's limiting the amount of exposure that you have to toxins on a daily basis. The second is creating a foundation to nourish your body. And this includes making sure that you have all the tools and nutrients through diet so that these elimination organs can function optimally. When we're deficient in certain vitamins and minerals, or we're not getting enough nourishing foods on a daily basis, our body doesn't actually have the tools that it needs to function properly. The third thing is being gentle with yourself. This means taking time to give your body a break and a rest. It allows Resting allows our energy to replenish so that our organ systems actually have reserves to function. Energy is not just what we expend during activities and work during the day. On a regular basis, just to do normal functioning of our internal organs, our bodies need to use a tremendous amount of energy. And when we're burnt out and don't have these reserves, this impacts both the functioning of our internal organs as well as our ability to expend energy on tasks like exercise or work. The final thing that you can do on a daily basis is feel what you need to feel. It isn't just the physical things that impact the functioning of our elimination organs and our bodies, but the emotional things that we're going through as well. Just as all physical substances need to be processed through our body, all of our emotions do as well. And this means when we try and suppress different emotions or let them consume us, they can actually take a toll on the function of these elimination organs, making it harder for them to perform what they need to do. One of the most important things that we can do to help support this is to actually let ourselves feel what's coming up for us. Feel it, process it, and let it go. This creates that smooth flow of energy in our body as a whole and through all of our different organ systems. But when we fight against what we need to feel or what emotions are coming up for us, it disrupts this flow of energy in the body in all of our different organ systems and causes that stagnation or congestion that we were talking about earlier. That impacts the elimination organ's ability to process our own emotions and then process the external toxins that are entering into the body. So there are many, many signs of toxic overload, and they can be vague and non-specific, which is why it's always so important if you are experiencing these to actually seek out a healthcare practitioner who can help, because there are many different conditions that look similar to toxic overload. So some of the most common symptoms of toxic stress, they're very non-specific, vague and non-specific, but they include chronic fatigue, headaches, skin issues, digestive problems, frequent colds, allergies, hormonal imbalances, chronic pain, irritability, anger, and inflammation of any kind. This isn't even an exhaustive list, and symptoms can really, really vary depending on the person, um, or or which organ is more overloaded or where you need support the most. Okay, so our next poll is looking at the different symptoms um, of toxic overload. And I just want to get a sense of if you have experienced any of these symptoms, and if you have, which one has been the most intense for you. This doesn't mean that you have toxic overload, it just trying to get a sense of what people are experiencing on a regular basis. Okay, so the three main ones, and it's actually pretty close between them, but it's digestive problems, skin issues, and chronic fatigue. And this isn't to say that these symptoms are a result of a toxic overload, but they're things that are sometimes associated with each other. And so that's why it's so important to just get a sense of looking at each person as an individual to see what is actually contributing to the symptoms that they have. Could this be one? Or is there something else going on that we need to look at? Okay. So, when you do a detoxification or go through a detoxification, it can be an intense and energy using process depending on what is stored in your body or if there even is anything stored in your body. But basically, a detoxification basically consists of, sorry, let me just go back here. So a detoxification basically just consists of limiting toxic exposure and then supporting these detoxification organs. So the reason it can be taxing is if there is a lot stored in our body, it takes energy for that to be removed. And as we support these organs, more and more energy will go from them into then taking whatever toxins need to be processed or expelled from the body to get them out. So as our body detoxifies, many symptoms could be experienced, including headaches, nausea, fatigue, just to name a few. And these are often the result of the toxic chemicals being released from the areas of our body that they're stored. It can be a hard process, but will hopefully have a very good result, improving overall health at the end. Therefore, it's very important to nourish the body as well as possible during a detoxification. Detoxifications are not about restriction. They are about supporting your body and giving it the energy that it needs in order to eliminate things that are built up in there. So, whole foods, including fruits, vegetables, whole grains, good fats, such as nuts and seeds, olive oil, avocados, and then lean proteins, these are all extremely important to be had in adequate amounts during this time. These whole foods will provide nutrients to help the body deal with the entire process of detoxification and add as little new toxins as possible. In addition, foods can further support the organ systems that are in charge of detoxification. For example, a glass of lemon water in the morning can get the liver moving and start decreasing that stagnation. These little dietary changes, such as eating whole foods, which have less exposure to chemicals and preservatives, and then adding in things like lemon, can be just as important as actually taking supplements or supportive herbs or homeopathics or whatever during a detoxification process. The thing to remember is detoxification is a whole body process and therefore should be treated as one. And one supplement is important to provide support, but it isn't enough on its own. As well, toxin exposure is a continual process in our world today, and therefore, this process of supporting our elimination organs, it can be done quite often. It's something that's ongoing for all of us. So, how can you support yourself? There are many ways that we can support and optimize the body's ability to detoxify. And some of these approaches are more effective than others depending on the person. The main goal is to support the main elimination organ systems, as we talked before. And when these are working optimally, we are able to detoxify our bodies on a regular basis without additional support. So, how we do that is providing gentle support to the body in the forms of herbs or homeopathics or nutrition that will guide these organ systems to perform their needed function. So, the first thing always is diet and nutrition. The most important thing is to create a foundation out of the foods that we eat. Nowadays, many preservatives are found in the foods that we eat and they contain toxins. And we firstly want to try and limit those as much as possible. So that involves eating whole foods, as we just talked about the fruits, vegetables, whole grains, good fats, lean proteins. And again, not limiting the amount of food, but making sure that your body has enough of it. Staying away from preservative foods and packaged foods as much as possible because they have added chemicals and preservatives in them. The other thing is trying to choose organic or washing foods appropriately as much as possible. This will decrease the chemical content that's on them in order to decrease the amount that's actually entering into your body. We can also support our elimination organs through the foods that we eat, adding in foods like we mentioned, a glass of lemon water, or different vegetables like cruciferous vegetables, which includes kale, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. They contain compounds and enzymes that actually optimize liver function. So eating those on a daily basis is already a way of supporting these organs. And if you were to do some research, they can sometimes be found online as called detox foods, even though they're just part of a healthy foundation. And the reason they're called detox foods is because they support our detoxification organs. The other thing we can do is support our digestive function. So, tending towards whole foods and foods with less pesticides can already start to support digestion because it means that we're exposed to less inflammatory chemicals on a daily basis. Other things, and they can be harmful and inflammatory to the digestive system in larger doses. So, this will make it easier for our digestion to function and for our digestive system to then support our other elimination organs for this whole process. Our body is all about working together. The other thing we can do is drink water. Drink water helps promote movement, getting flushing things out of the body and preventing unwanted chemicals from building up. This diet foundation will give these organs a place to start where they're functioning well, and then any other support that we add in only helps to increase their ability to function. So there are also various herbs and nutrients that can support each of the systems associated with elimination, and this can be used as a tool for a detoxification. The herbs that that are most beneficial depends on each person's individual symptoms and what is leading to their toxic overload in the first place. So, for example, alteratives. These are a group of herbs that are known as blood cleansers. So some of these include burdock, dandelion, red clover, sarsaparilla, and nettle, and they help to promote the flow of blood in the body. They're diuretics, so they support elimination, and they can help to bring things that shouldn't be in the body out of the body. If that is what's causing the buildup, then these can be really, really important tools. The other herbs that are very important is the liver support herbs. So these ones, such as milk thistle, dandelion, and globe artichoke, they actually they do two things. One, they upregulate our actual liver enzymes that allow our liver to keep working. And the other thing they do is they have that moving quality as well, where they help to move things through the liver. In addition, there are various nutrients. So first of all, nutrients can be found in the food that we're eating, but sometimes if we've been deficient in a long time or our body's having trouble absorbing, actually supplementing with nutrients can really help to support the removal of toxins from the body if there is a toxic overload. So antioxidants, such as N-acetylcysteine or NAC, they actually help to neutralize free radicals, and free radicals are basically damaging compounds that have made it into the body. So they help to neutralize them so that these aren't harmful. The other thing is different micronutrients. So adequate vitamins and minerals support the functioning of each of the organ systems. If we don't have all of our micronutrients, our enzymatic processes, like our biochemistry, they can't work properly. And if these reactions aren't working, we can't actually neutralize and remove these toxins from the body. That's why the foundation is a healthy diet. B vitamins as well, these are cofactors in many, many different reactions in the body, similar to other micronutrients. And if there isn't enough B vitamins present, then our body isn't able to perform these enzymatic reactions and it can't actually neutralize these toxic chemicals so that it can remove them from the body. So these can be things that can be very important. So next we can look at homeopathics. So while herbs can work to increase the function of some organ systems, such as the liver, what homeopathic preparations can do is work more on an intracellular level in the body. So what that kind of means is they nudge individual cells to begin removing their toxins. And when these individual cells start to detox and function better, whole organ systems will benefit. So these work on like a much more inside scale. So intracellular detoxification is very, very important. And when it happens of the liver, kidneys, and lymphatic, it causes these whole organs to function better and remove toxins from the body. If even one cell isn't working functionally within a whole, the whole suffers. And that's why homeopathics can be so, so important in detoxification as well. The other thing that we can do is different physical support. So that can include acupuncture, which helps to manipulate and change the flow of energy in the body. This can help to remove blockages or stagnation in different areas of the body that can be overloaded or congested, and actually allows the elimination organ systems to work better. In addition, things like hydrotherapy and contrast showers or dry brushing, they can increase lymph flow through the body, which will help to increase elimination. Castor oil packs rubbed on top of your abdomen, they can help to decrease inflammation and stagnation, as well as support liver and digestive functioning. Exercise. Exercise helps promote movement in the body and decrease stagnation. Finally, the best way to support yourself is to create lasting changes. Taking a supplement is only one component of an entire detoxification program. The other parts of the program involve supporting these organs that we've talked about through lifestyle factors and avoiding further toxin exposure. Exercise, movement, relaxation are all important lifestyle factors that should be optimized when you're on a detoxification program, but also to support your body as a whole long term. Through movement, we can begin to process toxins, moving our lymph and removing them through the body. Balancing exercise with relaxation and sleep is so important so that our body can put the desired energy it needs towards its internal organs functioning and not just towards putting out into the work that we need to do during the day. Finally, avoiding future toxins, tending towards organic whole foods instead of non-organic packaged foods, and avoiding certain environments or cleaning products, depending on how they're made, can have a huge impact on helping us to feel better long term. Always remember that toxin exposure and detoxification is a continual, ongoing process in the body. This makes it almost impossible to be free of all chemicals completely. But what we can do is work on supporting ourselves on a daily basis, caring for ourselves, doing cleanses or different support programs when needed, when we need extra help, but creating this foundation where our elimination organs are supported on a daily basis so that this kind of toxic overload doesn't happen. So thank you all so much for listening. Catherine, if you want to take over.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Sisam. That was very informative. I very much enjoyed that. I hope everyone else did as well. I've been working with Pascoe for about a year and a half now in the marketing department. And speaking of detoxing, we do have detox kits available here at Pascoe as well. We have a 5-week detox kit and a 2-week kit. They are the same formulation. The 5-week kit is kind of for a more thorough detox. However, it can be also split up into 2 treatments. The 2-week kit is just a 2-week treatment, so it's very fast and very effective. They're both very effective. It depends on what you want to do. You can do a 5-week detox or a 2-week, or like I said, the 5-week can also be split into 2 treatments. These detox kits are very easy to use. They contain 3 drops. All you have to do is put in 10 drops of each into a glass of water and sip throughout the day 3 times, or you can do it all in one shot and do 30 drops. So that would be 10 of each. It is very gentle detox. I don't know how many of you have done detoxes before, This is very gentle. There won't be you sitting in the bathroom for hours. It's very gentle, very well tolerated by everyone, mostly everybody. Of course, there are those situations, but it is made mainly from naturally sourced ingredients. It reduces bloating, improves gut health, and just helps you feel better overall, giving you more energy. And you may also see improvements in your skin. Energy levels will go up, and it's also suitable for ages 12 and older. So I just wanted to let you guys know in case there was any questions about if we do have any detox kits. Yes, we do. And now we're going to open up the floor to you guys. And if you have any questions, if you just want to type in your questions into the question box, and I will relay the questions to Dr. Sisam. So if anyone has any questions, I see question from Stacy. Okay, so can we use any of these during nursing, while you're nursing? Dr. Sisam?
Can you just clarify with Stacey? Stacey, do you mean like the different herbs that we talked about, or do you have something in particular that you were asking about?
Stacy, did you mean any of the herbs or did you mean the actual kit itself?
And while we give her a chance, I'll just kind of
Yeah,
say,
we'll go on to the next one, I guess, and then we can come back to your question, Stacy, if you want to clarify that.
yeah, and briefly before we go on.
Okay,
Just
no, sorry, she did clarify. She's saying the detox kits can you use while nursing? You need to contact your healthcare practitioner before, as with any product. We don't substitute this webinar with any recommendations or anything. You always have to clarify with your healthcare practitioner. So, okay,
yeah,
so let's go on to the next question here. So we just drink this throughout the day, and if we're eating healthy already, just continue with what we're eating. That question is from Jan. Yeah, so I mean, obviously your detox will be much more effective if you are eating a healthy diet and exercising. Again, if you want to get a recommendation from your naturopathic doctor or your healthcare practitioner, that would be best. But yeah, it's very simple. You just drink it throughout the day. Just add the 10 drops 3 times a day or the 30 drops at once. And that's it. It's very, very easy and it's very gentle. So, okay, one second. The next question is also from Jan. Would a glass of organic wine be okay once in a while? Is that like while detoxing, I guess? Dr. Sisam?
yeah. So what I would say, and this is even beyond if like a detox protocol, but just in general, is always kind of the 80-20 rule. Because as I mentioned before, yes, there's all of the physical things that we're doing and we want to build this physical foundation, but at the same time, our mental health and well-being is so, so important. And being able to do things that you love or enjoy foods that you love is so much a part of our mental well-being. And that also influences the health of our organs. It's not as direct to see as maybe eating something and having a reaction, but it is still so important. And so having that 20% where you eat, kind of enjoy whatever you want to, and see how it makes you feel. So much is about you personally, and I can't really say that this is the right thing and this is the wrong thing, because there isn't for each person. But it's about finding what works for your body, what makes you feel the best. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Dr. Sisam. Another question from Marcy. It just says baths and tabs with the detox kit. Are you able to address that, Dr. Sisam?
Sorry, what was the question?
It just says baths and tabs with the detox kit. I guess if you can use them in unison. together?
So
Uh,
no.
you certainly can use them together. In fact, we do sell a promotional kit that that does have the Basem tabs with it. I don't have the specific instructions on how to use them, but we can certainly get back to you, Marcy, with directions on how to use them. But yes, they're actually sold together, so they're intended to be used together as well. If that answers your question. Okay, so next, actually, we have a comment from Julie. I really enjoyed the seminar. Can you please provide a PDF? Certainly, we can. In fact, the whole presentation will be available on on our website under the webinars tab, but we can certainly PDF the seminar and send it over to whoever is interested. I'll take a note, Julie, and we can send it to your email address. Okay, and yes, I guess we answered Marcy's question. Thank you. Okay, the next question is from Mary. It mentions there is oil of turpentine in the detox kit. Never heard of that. What, if any, are the side effects of this? Oil of turpentine? Again, I'll have to get back to you, Mary, on this because I just work in marketing. I'm not an expert on the detox kit, and I'm not a naturopathic doctor. So we do have your information, I believe, and we can get back to you. Actually, if you wouldn't mind sending any questions that you have, this is for everybody, to info@pascoe.ca. That's INFO at pascoe.ca, and we can certainly address all of your questions because, like I said, I'm not an expert, and Dr. Sisam is just speaking on detox as a general topic. She's not necessarily an expert in Pascoe products either, so we can certainly get back to you on those questions. So if you just want to email info@pascoe.ca and we'll get back to you. Okay, next question is also from Mary. Can you detox and continue to take supplements like iron? Dr. Sisam?
Yeah, so yes, you can, and it totally depends on what you're doing for your detox. Because as we talked about, detox is basically just the process of supporting these elimination organs. There are a lot of different, and I put this in quotes, detox programs and supplements and things out there that don't always are in line with this supporting the elimination organs. But if you're doing anything kind of that we talked about, or like diet or working with different herbs and just supporting your body as a whole, you can kind of continue to do whatever with that. It shouldn't really affect like any of the other supplements you're taking because it's coming from this place of support versus like getting rid of or like eliminating things, if that makes sense. But again, if you're taking any products and are worried about like interactions, that's when it's really good to consult with a naturopathic doctor just to make sure.
Okay, do we have anybody else who has any questions at the moment? Looks like there's no more questions. So, okay. Thank you everyone for your questions. Like I said, please email info@pascoe.ca for the more specific questions, and we will certainly get back to you as soon as possible. Just have one more point to mention, since this is a detox webinar. We at Pascoe are also holding a detox challenge. So we have a detox challenge going on. This is for obviously for anyone who's already done a detox, or if you're new to detoxing, we welcome you to join the challenge. Right now would be a perfect time for anybody to join this challenge since we're all sort of in self-quarantine, and what better time? So it's a little tough to do a detox when you're working or if you're busy, but when you're home, it seems like it would be the perfect time. So, you know, along with your regular daily exercise or, you know, your meal planning, why not throw in a detox to do? So we had it start on April 26th, which was on Sunday, yesterday. So if you still want to join, you can for sure. Just email us again at info@pascoe.ca, because we have a Facebook group, a private Facebook group for everybody who's detoxing. Anyone who's detoxed before or would like to detox, everyone is welcome to join this challenge. So if you want to join at this point, you can just email info@pascoe.ca. We're having it open for 5 weeks. And the challenge is basically to help you through along a detox. So we're going to have expert tips from a naturopathic doctor. And again, you can speak with others who are also going through the same thing, also detoxing at home during self-isolation. You get tips and tricks from each other, help each other through. And even if you don't want to do the detox, but you've already detoxed, we welcome you to join so that you can sort of give advice or help to other people who may have questions or have never done it before, sort of even guide them. We are here to guide you as well, obviously, but sometimes it's easier to speak with someone who's going through the same thing at the same time. Detox will also just help you feel better. So at the end of the challenge, hopefully, probably you will feel better overall. You'll have less bloating. You may notice improvements in your skin, and your energy levels will be higher. And again, it's just nice to have somebody to talk to and, bounce ideas or, maybe specific recipes or food tips or something. Once you're done the detox after 5 weeks, we will be sending a thank you package to everyone who's completed the detox with Pascoe products that are valued at over $70. So that's another nice little incentive to join and complete the detox, in addition to just feeling better, which is the number one motivation here. But we know it's tough, and we want to help you along through this detox. So we'll just throw in a little thank you. Thank you for joining and completing our detox challenge. And last point is we will be sending an email to everyone who's joined tonight, just to give you an overview of the presentation, as well as a coupon code for 20% off that you can use online for any Pascoe products that you would like to purchase. And maybe that would be a detox kit. Thank you everyone for joining the webinar tonight. We hope you found it informative. We hope you enjoyed it. And again, if there's any questions, if anybody wants to join the challenge, which we encourage you to do so, please email info@pascoe.ca. Thank you so much everyone for joining, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your night.